Hey everyone, how are y'all doing? Today I wanted to make a short and quick video, and I wanted to talk about my favorite way of centering things on a web page. So basically what we're going to be talking about today is flex in CSS, and that is pretty much my favorite way of aligning things and organizing things on a web page in terms of the layout. I have a basic web page here that you can look at the structure over here. It's really not that much. It's just a web page with a title and two things here, which is this text hello and a box containing text as well. And the issue here is that none of this is centered. We want this to be centered, say in the middle, right in the center of the web page right here. So let's go ahead and do that. The first thing I want you to know is that it's a good idea to use containers or tags generously in your web page, especially if you use them for layout purposes. I mean, that's kind of the only purpose that they have. Yeah, so we're gonna put these two, our hello text and our box, inside of a container. We're gonna put it inside a div. If you don't know what a div is, you can just go read about that by searching up HTML div tag, and you will get documentation over here about what exactly it is. But it's a generic container that you can use to just add things inside it. You can have as many divs as you want on a page. And yep, so this is going to be our container, and we are going to use we are going to first make our container, the parent, use flex. So we're going to say display flex, and that way it becomes a flex container. So the things inside are now going to be horizontally aligned. So what that means is that the first thing is going to be on the left side, and then the second thing is going to be basically like if you started writing English text. It goes from left to right, and then the next line, and then the next line. So yeah, but we actually want it to be centered. So one of the tricks that I use is to first, well, I'm going to add a background to this container, and we're going to say background brown. I think that should be good. So we have a brown container that spans the width of the entire page, and it contains both of these. What we want, because we want these two to be in the center, we are now going to stretch this to have a height of 100 VH that will basically span the entire height of your web page. VH is basically, these are different units of measurement. So your web page gets split into 100 VHs. If you use all 100 of them, is basically your element is going to span the entire web page. If you used 80, is going to stop somewhere 80%. So yeah. And now what we're going to do is we're going to use some flex properties, and we're going to say justify content center and align items center. So, well, I'll do this one by one and we can see the differences. So justify content basically deals with the horizontal alignment of the things that are inside your flex container. So if we say center, it puts them in the center. If we said flex start, it puts them on the left side. Or if we said flex end, it would then place them to the right. I'm going to remove this background because we don't need this anymore. And yeah, so we have these at the top, but there are two problems right now. It's in the center, but it's not in the center, like it's not vertically centered. And also we have this hello to the left, which we didn't really want. We wanted it to be at the top of the box, like in the beginning of the web page, in the beginning of the video, should I say. Yeah, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to say align items center. And what that does is basically puts everything that we have in the center. But now we have more problems, of course, because we have this text which is weirdly to the left side of this box. But we're gonna fix that in a moment. So we're gonna grab these two again. We're gonna put them inside another container. So our first container is basically It spans the entire web page in terms of height and width, and our second container, which is this one, is going to be inside the center. And I will actually demonstrate that right now. I'm gonna say style, I don't know. Well, let's instead of just making this a colored box, I'm just gonna place this inside, and we are going to have those two things back. So we've put them inside a container. Well, I will actually add some color here. Display dark green, no, background color dark orange. Okay, I've never tried that before. All right, so we can even add some padding to make this more obvious. So we have this orange box, which is going to be our next flex container, but it contains our stuff inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to say display flex. So this is our inner flex container. And this time, let's see what happens. Okay, so the defaults of the flex container, again, it puts things horizontally from left to right. But we are going to change that now. We are going to say align items center. And that should basically, no. Oh, yeah. The other thing that we want to do is instead of things going from left to right, we want them to go from top to bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to say flex direction, and we are going to change that to column because the default is row. And that is why things go from left to right, is because flex direction is set to row by default. I'm going to remove the orange color, and we have our hello, and we also have our box. And as a bonus, I guess maybe we should also center this text inside of this purple box. So we're gonna make this. So our text is basically our child. Well, this text is contained right inside the div. So what I'm going to do is create a new container for the text and put that in there. We're going to say color white for the text. We're going to put that here. And now our parent is going to have a display of flex. That way the purple box becomes a flex container. But now by default it will go left to right, and so basically it has only one thing inside, which is placed at the top left. We want it to be right in the middle, so we're going to say justify content center, align items center, align items. This is basically one of my favorite things, because I struggled in my early days. I struggled so much with centering things. Back in the day, it was kind of a little bit tricky. We used to have some other things like I barely remember, but there were other properties that would like mess up your page. And then we just got flex, and I learned this in one of my classes, and since then this is what I just tell people that are getting into web development. Remember these three properties and these three values: display flex, justify content center, align items center, and this is going to save your life in CSS. Right, so basically everything is centered right now. I'm not gonna make this video any longer. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe if you want to see more stuff related to coding and web development. Just subscribe, I guess. And if you had any thoughts or questions, just put them in the comments. And remember, display flex, justify content center, and align items center. Alright guys, take care and have yourselves a great day. Bye.